Hello, welcome to my video. This is part 2 of the We Wrong, so if you haven't watched the first part and are interested, you definitely should. This is a kuroken storyline that takes place in the canon haikyuu time skip, so there are very slight spoilers. There are topics surrounding homophobia and conflict with religion. Moreover, there is alcohol and a depiction of drunkenness. This story covers mature and touchy content throughout, viewer discretion is advised. As always, I do hope you enjoy. Now on to the video.
In which Kenma begins to decide for himself what is right and wrong. Kenma wakes up with tears in his eyes. He quickly wipes them away, though the thumping in his chest and his panting take longer to subside. The remnants of his memory of 𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘯𝘮 slowly fade away as he sits up shakily now, blinking his eyes to adjust to the new, soft sunlight that fills the bedroom. He blindly feels for his phone on his nightstand, then, once he has it in his grasp, brings it up to his face to look at the time on screen. 11:36 a.m. Kenma's eyes travel a bit lower, squinting a bit upon seeing message notifications from an unfamiliar group chat. Hesitantly, he clicks the notification and begins to scroll through the conversation. Wednesday, 10:02 p.m. Kuroo named the conversation an alcoholic reunion. Hey guys. Long time no see, and sorry for missing you guys at the high school reunion. I've been thinking, it's been a while since we've all hung out. I know I especially have been MIA haha, so, want to meet up for some drinks sometime? Kuroo-san? Yo. How are you? You know I'm always down for drinks. I do have morning practice though, so I wouldn't be able to get hella drunk unless we did it next weekend. Then we should definitely not do it next weekend. Hi Kuroo-san. Inoka agreeing. Fukunaga, Simon. I agree with Fukunaga. And hello to everyone. Not you too Kai-san. I for one would love to see you get absolutely wasted Tora, but I seem to be alone in that. You just want to record me doing embarrassing stuff. Perhaps. Teehee. Oh, wow. Hi everyone. Shiba. Yuki-kun. Sup. Hey. Hey. Sorry I wasn't able to make it to the reunion, but drinks sound good. I also have morning practice and would rather go next week. Plus I heard that Lev might be in town next weekend. Really? I need to challenge him to a drinking contest. Oh boy. I don't think you'd win. Think it's true that Russians have a high tolerance for alcohol? We'll find out if he's able to come. I think everybody has a higher tolerance for alcohol than Tora. Hey. Haha. Kenma closes his phone, not even bothering to scroll through the rest of the messages. That's a future event he'll think about some other day. For now, suddenly remembering he's supposed to meet up with Kuroo in less than 3 hours, he swings his legs over his bed and stands up, trudging to his bathroom with his memory of the past night still trailing behind him. Hey, Kenma, over here. Kuroo is waving at Kenma from the table he's sat at in the restaurant, a grin spread across his face. Kenma squeezes between tables and people as he makes his way over to Kuroo, sitting down while waving once he reaches the table. Hey, you're early. Yeah, I got out of work a bit earlier than expected. I got us some tandoori chicken. Kenma looked down at the table, seeing 2 glasses of water, salad, and a plate of red-orange chicken that he had somehow missed at first. Oh, thank. Kenma squeezed his eyes shut as he yawned. You. Kuroo smiled at Kenma in a teasing, yet doting way. He often used to give Kenma those types of smiles, ones with hidden care. The last time he'd given Kenma one was the day that they. Looks like you're the tired one today. Kuroo's smile faltered. Hey, you okay? Yeah, editing and stuff just kept me up late, sorry. If Kuroo could tell that it was a lie, he didn't show it. Okay. Say, where's the waiter? As if on cue, a waiter appeared beside Kuroo. Kenma ordered first, and Kuroo, being the type of guy that he is, ordered what Kenma did. Once the waiter left, Kuroo took a long sip of his water, then coughed suddenly as he began to laugh. Kuroo, again? Can we not make this a routine? Just as Kenma stood up, Kuroo waved his hand at him, telling Kenma to sit down. Kuroo cleared his throat and sighed, then chuckled lightly. Sorry I'm fine, just remembering something funny from work. One of my colleagues accidentally said I love you to our boss. What? How do you manage to accidentally say something like that? Well, her husband and her kids call her pretty often while she's at work. Which can get pretty annoying, like, seriously annoying, but that's beside the point of the story. She always ends her calls by saying I love you to them, and, well, I guess she was speaking on autopilot when our boss called. Kenma rubbed a hand over his face. Please, stop, the second-hand embarrassment is enough. And the way she tried to cover it up. Enough. She said something like, your work ethic, I mean. I don't love you, well, not in that sense, Chinook-sama. There's much to love about you, but I'm already happily married, though I'm sure someone else will love you. Kuroo burst into loud laughter, earning a few glares from the people seated nearby. Oh man, that was so pitiful to watch. Kenma sank low in his chair. I'm not sure what's worse, the second-hand embarrassment from that story or the first-hand embarrassment from the stares we're getting right now because of your ear-splitting laugh. Sorry. Kuroo quieted down, his laughter disappearing completely once the waiter arrived with the food. Neither of them really knowing what to say, they stayed quiet until Kuroo spoke up about halfway through the meal. You know, I wasn't sure if you'd want to come here, but the way you're tearing through that naan and curry tells me I made the right choice. What? It's true. And you've always avoided spicy food. I just hate the aftermath of eating stuff that's spicy, but for good Indian food, I'll bear the consequences. Bear the consequences? Kenma, I think you'd be kicked out of your apartment if you dumped an atomic bomb into the toilet tonight. I also hate how much your comparisons make sense. Kuroo laughed, and Kenma couldn't help but smile a little. Speaking of atomic bombs. Tora was at my place, right? It's become increasingly clear to me that most of my friends are kind of idiotic. Yes. So, I got a package from someone named Jane Doe. It came in my P.O. box, so I assumed it was from a supporter that wanted to stay anonymous. Reasonable assumption, yes. Well, 𝘤𝘪𝘮𝘪𝘯𝘮 got suspicious because of the name, and while I was opening the package, he told me to open it outside in case there was a bomb inside. I thought it was funny seeing him all scared, so I threw the package at him. I completely forgot he was a D1 volleyball spiker until he screeched and threw it back at me so hard I had a black eye for a week. 𝘂𝘵 took a swig from his glass of water, as though he were trying to swallow down the laughter he was clearly struggling to keep down. So, was there a bomb? Yeah, it blew my brains out upon impact and now I'm just a hologram. No, there wasn't a bomb, just some magic 8-ball I'll be donating somewhere. Gotta love 𝘤𝘪𝘮, huh? Sometimes he's alright. 𝘂𝘵 snickered. Hey, yesterday and today, you've only really talked about things you did with a friend. Which is entertaining, don't get me wrong, but I wanna know what you're up to. How are things going, Kenma? If your life's mostly painfully boring, just admit that to me, I won't laugh too hard in your face. He gave Kenma that teasing yet doting smile again, and Kenma looked down. He wished he could just spit out, well, things would be a lot better if I wasn't back to thinking about you 24/7 again. Things are good. The stock market's been doing well lately, and I've got some prospective investors for bouncing ball that want to meet over some fancy dinners. Nothing out of the ordinary, to be honest, but things are good, and for that, I'm glad. Then why do you look so sad? Kenma looked up from his empty plate to see a frown forming on 𝘂𝘵's face. You say things are good, but you seem really down. Is there something more you want? Kenma bit his tongue. Guess there is. Kenma and 𝘂𝘵 stared at each other, long and hard, then 𝘂𝘵 sighed. Kenma. 𝘂𝘵 was interrupted by the waiter politely placing the bill on the table. Though the waiter had rushed away, it was enough time to leave the two feeling a bit awkward. Kenma cleared his throat. Were you going to say something? It's nothing, I'll just. Kenma snatched the bill from the table when he saw 𝘂𝘵's fingers reaching for it. Hey, what did I say yesterday? I'm treating you to celebrate your promotion at work. 𝘂𝘵 smiled. Yeah. Are you going to get going now? Yeah, guess so. 𝘂𝘵 dusted off his dress shirt and stood up, turning to leave but not actually moving. Kenma sucked in a deep breath. 𝘂𝘵. Kenma. They both shut their mouths. Oh, you can go first. No, you. Well, okay. I was going to say, these past 2 eating meets with you have been nice, but they're kinda short. We don't have to just go out to eat. 𝘂𝘵 smirked slightly. Besides, I don't want us to turn into gluttons. Kenma relaxed. Well, is there anything else you want to do today? And about 20 minutes later, the two found themselves in a movie theater, browsing through the film catalog together. What about this one? Blair, that's a horror one. Yeah, so? You know I'm not big on horror stuff. Or maybe you're just a wuss. Says the one who pissed his pants when we watched The Conjuring. Hey, we were young. 𝘂𝘵, it was only a few months after your high school graduation. Details. Kenma snorted at the look of embarrassment on 𝘂𝘵's face. What about this one? Already watched it. When it came out, like, a month ago. Kenma, keep up with the times. I'm busy. After some deliberation, and at 𝘂𝘵's insistence, they ended up choosing a sci-fi film that had been released recently. Though they had just eaten and, arguably, were not gluttons, they ordered a large Coke and an even larger bucket of popcorn to share upon buying their tickets. Previews were still playing when they entered the theater, giving them time to settle down. How do you think the movie will be? Kenma shrugged and swallowed the popcorn in his mouth. Probably fine, but I don't have any expectations. You? Well, it seems interesting from the summary, but I already know that there's gonna be about 1,000 inaccuracies. Kenma rolled his eyes as he picked up more popcorn. Maybe just try enjoying a sci-fi movie for once? Even in the dark, he could see 𝘂𝘵 frown. I have enjoyed sci-fi movies before. Many, in fact. It's just that so many of them are full of nothing but fallacies. Okay, maybe just let me try enjoying a sci-fi movie for once. No promises. Kenma looked up from the bucket of popcorn to see 𝘂𝘵 looking at him with, though hard to see with little lighting, a soft look on his face. There was also something indescribable about his gaze, and Kenma had the inkling that 𝘂𝘵 had something to say. Before Kenma could ask about it, though, the lights dimmed completely and the movie began. As expected, 𝘂𝘵 couldn't help but point out each and every flaw in logic that he spotted throughout the film. He'd say things like, okay, there's just no way that would go under the radar of every government on the planet, and, it's practically impossible for that kind of technology to be available by then, and even, how much pot was going around at all times for this movie to actually be produced. They are talking about gadgets in here that would defy the most basic laws of quantum mechanics. Most people would find it annoying, and although Kenma acted as though he felt that way about 𝘂𝘵's habit, he really found it endearing. The way that 𝘂𝘵 would have his arm dangling behind the headrest of Kenma's seat, would lean in close to Kenma every once in a while, would whisper quietly into Kenma's ear in a deep voice tinged with disappointment and frustration, would speak in a way that made Kenma shiver. During what seemed like a lifetime ago, they'd be snuggled up under the covers while watching sci-fi films, Kenma always picking ones he knew were especially bad because he loved the way that 𝘂𝘵's breath would tickle the skin of his ear ever so gently. He was hit with a wave of longing. It lasted until the end of the movie, which ended faster than Kenma had expected. He wouldn't even have realized if it wasn't for the lights and 𝘂𝘵 tugging gently on his sleeve. Kenma pushed away from the seat, and from his longing for the man beside him that was practically dripping out of his heart. He and 𝘂𝘵 throw out their food containers on their way out of the theater and stroll slowly alongside each other as they head to their cars. So, what did you think? I think I'd like it if a certain someone didn't give me about 100 reasons to hate it. Hoops. I couldn't help it, that entire movie was just so wrong. I mean, it's cool as fiction I guess. Kuroo, it's called science fiction for a reason. But science isn't fiction. The sci-fi genre needs to be split up, actually realistic sci-fi and very fictional sci-fi. That way they won't have nerds like me giving them poor reviews because they were looking for an actually good science fiction movie. You're really something, you know that? So I've been told. Kenma hummed as he felt around his pocket for his phone. He pulled it out in a swift motion, turning it on to view the screen. He had put it on silent because of the movie, and now he supposed that it was about time for him to pick up the catered dishes for the church and then... Shoot. What's wrong? I was supposed to be in 𝘕𝘠𝘁 an hour ago to pick up food for the church. How is it almost 6 already? Shoot. I've got to get going. I can see that. Well. Kuroo absent-mindedly scratches his neck. See you again sometime, Kenma. There's the look again, the look that tells Kenma that Kuroo wants to say something that's been heavy on his mind. Right now, though, Kenma doesn't have the time to even think of pushing further. See you sometime, Kuroo. And then Kenma ran for his car. Kenma hated running. He only did it when he really had to. Truly, his running wasn't even really running, more of a sad, crippled jog that somehow always left him panting like he ran a marathon. Yet he still did his run to his car, nearly breaking off the door handle as he pulled it, jumping inside as soon as he could, and speedily driving away from the theater. He couldn't disappoint. He wouldn't disappoint. Not his church, not his family. And definitely not himself. What's with you, Kuroo? Kenma and Kuroo were lying beside each other in Kuroo's bed, sharing a blanket as they watched a sci-fi movie that Kenma had suggested. I said, what's with you, Kuroo? I heard you fine. I'm just watching the movie. That was the thing. Even Kenma knew that this movie was absolutely horrendous. Yet, for once, Kuroo was watching silently with not a single complaint whatsoever. Kenma would have thought he was genuinely engrossed in the film if not for the faraway look in his eye. It just seems like something's bothering you. Is there? Kuroo began to shift around underneath the blanket. You don't have to tell me anything. I know. But, I want to. Kuroo grabs the remote from beside him and turns off his TV, then sighs as he leans fully against the headboard. I think I like guys. I still like girls more by a long shot, but, guys are okay too. I realized a couple weeks ago after that training camp we had in 𝘂𝘪𝘨. A bunch of us third years from all the teams met up really late one night in the courtyard to play truth or dare, and I got dared to kiss 𝘂𝘪𝘨, and, well, it made me realize some stuff. Kenma fidgets. Do you like 𝘂𝘪𝘨? What? No. I just mean that, like, it made me realize I was okay with kissing guys in a way that wasn't friendly. And then I started thinking that it was way more than okay, and that I do a lot more than kiss a guy. And that I'm comfortable with the idea of being another dude's boyfriend. Kuroo turns to look Kenma directly in the eye. What do you think? Kenma's heart unexpectedly jumps in his chest. What do I think? Yeah. What do you think of it? What do you think of it? Kenma could tell Kuroo what Kenma's own mother would think of it, what his church would think of it, what his Bible would think of it, what his God would think of it. But, what did he think of it? Kenma found that his answer was surprisingly different. I think it's fine. I don't find it weird or unnatural or anything, if that's what you're worried about. He goes silent for a second, trying to quell the bitter taste of guilt and sin on his tongue, then adds another, quiet line. I still view you the same. Truthfully, he didn't view Kuroo the same, though not in a bad way. It was in a way that caused a small feeling to swell up inside of him. Kenma doesn't know what it is, nor does he think he wants to. It is a blessing from God that Kenma hasn't been pulled over or gotten into a car accident yet, because he's definitely driving too fast. As in, so fast that his GPS can barely keep up, so fast that the world outside is a mere blur and his car feels like a time capsule, so fast that he's getting honked at every other minute, it seems. Yet he doesn't let up the gas pedal, his heart racing as he sped nothing short of recklessly down the streets, all while the sides of his brain were hit continuously by his clashing thoughts. Wasn't the restaurant he was heading to closing early today? What if he didn't get there on time? And by the time he figured that out and even got to church, the youth ministry service would have finished, and without his much needed assistance, it would have been a disaster. And then there would be stressed kids and even more stressed adults at the midnight baptism event, not to mention that everyone would be hungry because Kenma wasn't able to pick up the catered food on time. And on top of all that, he would have to deal with his church family, his father, and, most importantly, his mother, their disappointment and anger poorly concealed behind their masks of good Christian attitudes. All because he went to watch a movie with Kuroo. Then, too many things happen at once. A car honks at Kenma from his left, not that he was going to hit them, but simply because Kenma's driving was worrisome. His phone begins to ring loudly beside him, and he accidentally drives over the curb as he makes a turn, sending him reeling and thinking his car will fall over completely for a second. His thoughts and momentum overwhelming, he thanks God as he spots a nearby gas station, slowing down his car as he pulls up to it and parks in the lot. Once he's situated, he lets his head drop onto the center of the steering wheel, his groan and still ringing phone being drowned out by the car horn. The sound makes him jolt back, then he's hitting his head against the headrest of his seat a little too hard, and that phone is still ringing. With a low growl, he picks it up, not even bothering to check the caller ID as he clicks the button to answer. Hello? Kenma. I've called you about 6 times now. The color drains from Kenma's face. Sorry, I've been driving. Driving? You should be here already. One of our volunteers got sick, and now we're 1 member shorter at the youth ministry. Things are honestly a mess. Where are you? How far are you? Heading to 𝘕𝘠𝘁? For the food? Kenma, they closed half an hour ago. Now we won't have food tonight. I'll call in case someone stayed back to wait for us. Why are you so late? Were you meeting with a sponsor or something? Well, I was kind of, at the movie theater with Kuroo. I lost track of time. Kenma, we are relying on you. I'm happy to hear that you're reconnecting with 𝘸𝘩𝘪𝘮𝘓, but do it on a day that won't affect the church, jeez. You know that church needs to come first. Kenma snaps. Why do you get to decide that for me, huh? Why you? Whoa Kenma. You may be an adult, but you are still my son, and you will not speak to me that way. And you decided that for yourself when you dedicated yourself to God. He comes before all else. You just said it yourself. God comes first, not church. So why is it that it's always been church and people pleasing first? People pleasing? You mean your family? Your church family? You are not working to please us, you are working to fulfill your duty, make use of your God-given gifts. I know, I've heard it before. But that's not the case for me, Mom, because if it was, I wouldn't feel like such a puppet. Kenma, don't say such nonsense. Listen, I know that you're sorry about your lateness, just go home and rest. I'll find people to help out and I'm not sorry. What? I'm not sorry about letting everyone down, Mom, I'm just sorry for myself. I'm starting to think that I'm less of a Christian and more of a caricature of one. I'm a fake. Kenma, dear, you're just stressed out right now. Yes, I am stressed out, and it seems like that's the only time I can think for myself. I mean, seriously, Mom, I care about the church. I do, but I feel like I'm doing so much just for show and outright ignoring the things about God that hurt me. What? What about God could hurt you? How there are groups that God doesn't like, even though he supposedly handcrafted each of us. Kenma, you know that God loves everyone, and as Christians, we do everything by loving our neighbors. As ourselves. Really, do we? Then why'd you tell Auntie to send away Kento, huh? Just because he doesn't love who you want him to love? Kenma, that was years ago. I know that you love your cousin and that finding out the situation the way you did must have hurt, but we did what had to be done. Homosexuality is a terrible sin. I loved that boy to death, still do, truly, but we can't have something like that in our community. Why, Mom, why? It goes against the grain of God's will. If God loves us just the way we are, then why would he make imperfect people? It's what we make of our imperfections that make us good Christians. Homosexuality is a choice you make for yourself. How would you know that? You're not even gay. What if I was gay, Mom? Would you kick me out of the church? Push me away as your son? Tell yourself that you're loving me from afar when you really just find me disgusting? Are you? You're not actually gay, are you? Kenma froze. No, of course I'm not, it's just. Would the church really see me differently? Would God abandon me? Would you still love me? The other line was silent for a moment, then Kenma heard his mother sigh. Honestly, what are you, 11? What's gotten into you? Why am I having this conversation? Because it doesn't make sense to me. This God, this church, none of it. What are you saying, that you want to abandon God? Church? If there is a God in heaven, and if he's really like the one you've been teaching me about, then I think I want nothing to do with him. Kenma. Kenma pressed a button to end the call, then hung his head low as he breathed heavily. Once his breathing was back to its regular pace, he opened up his phone and dialed one of the only numbers he knew by heart. Hello? Kenma felt calmer just by the sound of the familiar voice. Hey, Kuroo. You alright? No. But, I don't want to talk about it. Just wanted to hear a nice voice, that's all. Well, I have been told that my voice is pretty attractive. Is there a moment you're not cocky? Kuroo snickered. Iniho, I'm heading to a puppy adoption event right now. Oh. Sounds nice. Yeah. Hopefully it's love at first sight with one of the puppies. I'll FaceTime you when I get there so it's like you're with me. Much appreciated. Also, I saw that group chat you made. So, about drinks next week. Oh, Kenma's here. Yo, Kenma. Get over here. Kenma hears the boisterous voices of his friends upon his entry into the bar. It takes him little time to spot them and some of his other past teammates where they are seated at a table at the far end of the bar, and he quickly makes his way over to them. This place is not his scene in the least, kind of loud and cramped with trashy music, but after a week of calls from church members filled with nothing but praying, preaching, and scolding, a drink with friends would be nice. Sup? Hey, Kenma-san. Kenma-san. Hey. I'm glad you were able to make it, Kenma. I'm half surprised he showed up. Kuroo smiles, pulling out the seat between him and Yamamoto, and Kenma takes the seat graciously. Course he did. Kenma-san, it feels like it's been forever. We have so much to catch up on. Good luck with that. Nothing but puke will be able to come out of your mouth once I kick your ass at this shots challenge. Tora, you really think you can win? What? Of course. Ooh, let's bet. My bet is on Lev, sorry, Yamamoto-san. Same. Yeah. Agreed. Definitely. Yup. Hahaha. Kuroo-san, I was counting on you being my supporter. Kuroo shrugged, a grin playing on his lips. What can I say, I go where the money is. HMPH, I'll show you guys. Sure. Ooh, Kuroo-san, can I challenge you? I wish I could say yes, but I have to babysit my niece and nephew tomorrow afternoon, and I can't show up hungover. Kuroo shoots Kenma a sly smile. What about you, Kenma? Want to take 𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘪𝘮𝘠 up on his challenge on my behalf? Kenma narrowed his eyes. You know that's a hard pass. Or, why? I hate being drunk. But you're hilarious when you're drunk. Right. Kenma's out here dropping his goofiest secrets when he's wasted. I must admit, he really does. I remember when. Okay, let's not talk about my past drunken confessions. I need to be sober to drive home. But, I'll do a shot with you, 𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠. Famous last words. One shot turned into 2, then 3 before quickly doubling to 6. The passage of time became more organic than sensible for Kenma. The music had grown louder, and though it was the same music as before, the tunes now sounded sweeter in Kenma's ears. The lights were brighter, a bit too bright, but the buzz and warmth coursing through his body nearly made him forget about it. Though his vision was a bit blurry, everyone became more attractive. Especially 𝘠𝘠𝘠. Sure, 𝘠𝘠𝘠's features became more good-looking. Kai's smile was more charming than it had been earlier in the night, and even Yamamoto looked a bit cuter, even though he was slumped in his seat with tears and drool on his face, out cold due to the alcohol. Yet, under the cheap, dim lighting of the bar, with his cheeks pink from his drink and the laughter that shakes his whole body, his t-shirt showing every curve of his bulky figure, and the bit of sweat that makes his face gleam, Kenma thinks that 𝘠𝘠𝘠 truly does look stunning. Kenma leans on 𝘠𝘠𝘠 now, rubbing his head against 𝘠𝘠𝘠's shoulder affectionately. Kenma, you good there? You're soft, pillow soft. Kenma lazily wraps his arms around 𝘠𝘠𝘠's waist and squeezes. You're surprisingly comfy, 𝘠𝘠𝘠, I could sleep on you. 𝘠𝘠𝘠 laughs uneasily while tugging at Kenma's arms. Hey, hands off the merchandise. Why? I just complimented you and everything and now you're pushing me away. Kenma leans up a bit to speak into 𝘠𝘠𝘠's ear, his voice drawling out in what's barely above a whisper. I thought you liked it when I said things that make you feel good. Kenma feels 𝘠𝘠𝘠 shiver, then he's being pushed back into his seat abruptly by the force of 𝘠𝘠𝘠 standing up. Okay. I'm taking Kenma home. But 𝘠𝘠𝘠-san, already. Shh, you're too loud, 𝘠𝘠𝘠, my head hurts. Sorry. You're loud, too, 𝘠𝘠𝘠𝘠-kun. And drive safe, 𝘠𝘠𝘠-san. Why? This is the first time I've seen Kenma-san get handsy when he's drunk. I wanna enjoy it. Ooh, I should take photos with him. So that you can post yourself drunk on social media. Your manager won't like that. That guy's no fun. Be safe, 𝘠𝘠𝘠. Thanks, I will. Bye guys. And have a safe flight, Lev. Alright Kenma, let's go. Kenma feels a large, warm hand wrap around his wrist and tugged him gently. Kenma stands up shakily, and 𝘠𝘠𝘠 helps him out of the bar and into the parking lot. Once the cool, night breeze hits Kenma's face, a wave of nausea passes over him, making him groan. Not feeling too good right now, huh? Don't worry, I'll get you home. Now, where is your car? After a few minutes of searching, for which Kenma was no help, 𝘠𝘠𝘠 found Kenma's car, and, after patiently waiting for Kenma to locate his keys, 𝘠𝘠𝘠 situated them both inside and turned on the ignition. Kenma, can you tell me your address? Kenma furrows his eyebrows, as if trying to think, then prattles out an address. ... Kenma, that's my address. You asked what your address is. I mean your address, as in Kenma's address. 𝘠𝘠𝘠, you're asking too many questions. Can we just go home? 𝘠𝘠𝘠 sighs and reverses out of the lot. Alright, to my house I guess. Kenma hums and rests his head on 𝘠𝘠𝘠's shoulder again. Pillow soft. 𝘠𝘠𝘠 and Kenma stay quiet on the ride to 𝘠𝘠𝘠's home. Along the way, Kenma stays snuggled up to 𝘠𝘠𝘠's side, occasionally rubbing his arms until 𝘠𝘠𝘠 shrugged him off because it was distracting. Sometime later, 𝘠𝘠𝘠 was parked in his driveway, soon pulling Kenma out of the car and towards his front door. Once inside, Kenma sighs heavily, taking off his shoes before immediately stripping off his shirt and pants. 𝘠𝘠𝘠 chuckles. Kenma, no manners? Kenma turns around dizzily and attempts a glare at 𝘠𝘠𝘠. Leave me alone, it was so hot in that bar and I'm all sweaty. PFFT. I'll run you a bath and make you some tea, just sit on the couch. Then Kenma's on him, wrapping his arms tightly around 𝘠𝘠𝘠's waist and looking up at him through half-opened eyes. Take me to bed, I'm sleepy. You can sleep after you bathe. No. 𝘠𝘠𝘠 sighs, trying to pull Kenma off himself. Though 𝘠𝘠𝘠 sounds annoyed, he looks at Kenma with kind eyes. Those same eyes with that same frustrating look that tells Kenma there's something 𝘠𝘠𝘠 wants to say. Can you stop looking at me like that so much? 𝘠𝘠𝘠 frowns. Huh? Like what? You've been giving me that look so much, it's driving me crazy. It's like you want to tell me something but you don't want to tell me something. 𝘠𝘠𝘠, what is it? What is it? If it's about me, tell me. Kenma, aren't you tired? Come, let's. Kenma presses himself against 𝘠𝘠𝘠, making 𝘠𝘠𝘠 suck in a breath. What do you want to tell me? 𝘠𝘠𝘠 huffs and turns his head away. I've just been thinking. Yaha. Hanging out with you these past 2 weeks has been fun, and I'm glad that we're becoming friends again. It just felt silly to say out loud, that's all. Oh. That's kinda cute. 𝘠𝘠𝘠 covered his face with one of his hands, using the other to half-heartedly try pushing Kenma away from him. Just get away from me you drunkard, let's get you in the bathtub. I think I'm glad we're friends again too. Kenma's vision goes blurrier with the fresh tears glossing over his eyes. I thought about you a lot after we broke up. So much. SHH, Kenma, you'll probably hate both of us in the morning if you remember saying this to me. I loved you so much, 𝘠𝘠𝘠, and I hurt you so much. I think you should hate me, because I'd hate me. Why don't you hate me? 𝘠𝘠𝘠 snorts and pats Kenma's back. I tried hating you, really, I did. 𝘠𝘠𝘠 smiles a little. Guess I could never hate you. Not sure if you'll remember me saying this, but, together or not, Kenma, you're one of the best things that I've had in my life, and I'm eternally grateful for the time we spent together, okay? But I still miss everything about you 𝘠𝘠𝘠. Kenma rests his head on 𝘠𝘠𝘠's chest. Everything. Even now. I think I miss you more now than ever. Kenma, now, let's. Do you ever miss us? Kenma, I'll carry you to the bathroom if I have. Is it just me? Please tell me it's not. 𝘠𝘠𝘠 sighs, seemingly in resignation. Us? Well, I accepted things as they were a long time ago, and I'm definitely at peace now. But there's lots I missed about you, and that's why we're friends again, isn't it? I still want more. Kenma, do you ever feel like you're just in a lose-lose situation? What are you? I feel that way about myself. Why no, I got into an argument with my mom last week. About church and stuff, how I feel like how I'm a fake Christian. And why should I be a Christian, huh? God hates people like me and Kento anyway, so what am I trying to prove? Kenma. But I think, what if it's just that you've been learning about God in a way that's fake? I dunno, it's too confusing. Kenma. It's either I stick with church and stay a phony, or leave it and stop pretending I don't like guys like you, and both options seem bad in their own way, why no? Kenma, I think we should. God, why is this so hard? I just wanna know. I just want to feel okay. Kenma's suddenly standing on his tiptoes, wrapping his arms around Kuro's neck and pulling him down a bit, bringing them face to face. I just want you, �荷𝗫𝘄𝗏. Kenma. Kenma crashes his lips against Kuro's, noses bumping, lips bruising. The kiss isn't spectacular, because Kenma's still drunk, but Kenma's so hungry for Kuro and dizzy and lightheaded that it feels like his best. Kuro's mouth has a pine-like taste and a bit of bitterness, the taste of gin, and it sets Kenma's being ablaze, makes him want to. Then Kenma's roughly being pushed back by Kuro, who's panting and flushed pink. Okay, that's enough. Too much, you are too drunk. Let's get you into that bath now. Kenma has the decency to feel embarrassed. He's silent as Kuro guides him to the bathroom, his exhaustion steadily creeping up on him. Still, he's got the taste of alcohol and Kuro on his tongue, keeping him buzzing and his heart tingling while longing continues to consume him.